Hello everyone, my name is Dennis Harrigan. I'm with Connecticut Wealth Management, and I'm here with my colleagues Beth Devino and Emily Wood, and we are here today to talk about cybersecurity. It's been in the news a lot the last couple of weeks, but it's been on our minds for quite a long time. So perhaps Emily, you could start us off and let us know, why is it such a hot topic these days?
Great question, Dennis. Cybersecurity is so important to us. It has been since our inception, but gosh, now that we are all working remotely a bit more than we used to, devices have become much more pervasive into our day-to-day life. We really looked at this as an opportunity to take a step back, to take two giant steps forward, and make sure that all of our practices, our policies, the way that we test for cybersecurity risk, making sure that we were at the cutting edge. It's important because it impacts basically everyone.
So what types of attacks are going on right now? What are you seeing out there?
There's a lot of different attacks. Basically, these cyber criminals do not take vacation. They do not work 9 to 5. They're working really hard to get to you. One of the biggest ways that they target people is through phishing emails and malware attacks. What that really means is they'll blanketly send a big net of emails out, hoping people will click on really harmful attachments or links that are harmful. When this happens, they can take over your computer or get access to sensitive information. And that's really the biggest way cyber criminals are reaching a lot of people. Healthy skepticism, I think, is first and foremost. They've really mastered their craft. These messages look legit. There's usually a call to action. There's a problem with your account or your password. We have to be just really smart when we see these emails come through. Other things they do are a little more labor intensive. I think we've all gotten those calls, tech support, or pretending to be a government agency. There's a lot of programs out there right now. So, just really having that skepticism, not divulging sensitive information over the phone. Other things are just good old-fashioned theft, still happens. Not securing devices, your phone, your laptop, or files that people could get to that have sensitive information. Those are the big ones.
I think one of the aspects of cybersecurity risk, what we know, is how far that healthy skepticism can go. There's a lot of human error involved in cyber attacks. So having that healthy dose of skepticism is absolutely your first line of defense.
Number one.
Are there particular populations that are being targeted more than others? I think everyone is getting the phone calls for the car warranties. I don't think that depends on your demographic, but are certain demographics being targeted for cybersecurity?
A lot of our clients are at risk. They tend to be financially motivated, so affluent individuals are certainly at a greater degree of risk. And then we also see folks who are elderly being taken advantage of, as well as business owners. Business owners, it's kind of a whole nother line of defense that you need to get in place.
Exactly. They're kind of preying on people not being tech savvy, or you've seen a lot of things in the news with ransomware, and really just kind of pushing these businesses to the limit.
Absolutely.
With cyber security.
It's so interesting filming this on the heels of what just happened with the Colonial Pipeline. I think that has just opened everyone's eyes to see how big, expansive, and deep these risks really are.
Yeah, absolutely.
The problem appears to be huge, and it seems like we have a hard time keeping up with the criminals. Are there a few tips that you can give folks that they could actually implement today that might make them a little bit safer?
Things we could do. I mean, really, the good news with some of this, like Emily said, there's human error involved, and that's a good thing. That means if we take some steps, we can certainly limit these risks or prevent these risks from happening to us. So how do we stay cyber safe? Biggest thing is networks. Don't be on unsecure networks. I think we've all jumped on our phones. You see like 10, 12 networks pop up. Super critical that, whether you're at home or at work or on the go, you find a secure network to log into, or use a personal hotspot, which we tend to encourage.
So as tempting as it can be to go to Starbucks and hop on Starbucks Wi-Fi,
please don't.
Use your hotspot.
What else? I think too, we have a lot of smart people out there that are working to stay 2 and 3 steps ahead of these cyber criminals. So they are constantly updating software programs and antivirus. So again, you don't have to do the thinking, but when different devices spring up that you need to upgrade or do an update and reboot, do it. Just do it. It's just so easy to get those updates going, and it's not that you have to do the thinking behind the scenes. Keep your computers up to date, home and work devices.
Absolutely.
I think we're going to see a push with just people using residential IT services to just stay up with all of these upgrades and backups and things as we do more and more business outside the office.
Yeah, and we're also seeing people attach cybersecurity riders to their home insurance policies, right?
Yep. New products are coming out, and we're going to see where the market goes, but there's definitely a need.
Absolutely.
What else cyber safe? Passwords. We don't want to talk about passwords ever, but we probably should.
Well, I was going to suggest for our watchers, if you have, we've talked a lot about prevention. What kind of steps can you take to prevent and mitigate this risk? But the other side of this is making sure that you respond if you are the victim of a cybersecurity event. So really important to keep Connecticut Wealth Management in mind as your advocate and partner for anything that touches your financial picture, inclusive of cybersecurity risks. So if you've been the victim of a cybersecurity attack, please let us know so that we can update our policies, our procedures, and put together an action plan for you specific to what happened and make sure that we are covering all of your bases.
Yeah, most critical, right? Reach out, raise your hand. We'll try to limit whatever exposure you've experienced and get you on track.
Exactly.
So it sounds like great tip is just to remain vigilant, always remain vigilant. And it's awesome to know that you folks are here, that we are here for our clients. If they ever have an incident, they can reach out, and we're happy to help. So Emily and Beth, thank you so much today for helping us out and giving people some suggestions as to how to stay safe. Thanks.